Welcome back to the Lowe Down on the Floor. I'm Devin, and we've got a huge episode, and by huge, I mean huge episode to break down tonight. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and share the podcast to help us grow the formally. Every follow helps us keep bringing you the best breakdowns and behind-the-scenes stories from the floor.
And I'm Zack, and yeah, this episode had everything. We had an 18-year-old phenom holding her own in high school, first ever category theft in floor history, and one of the most dominant runs we've ever seen, ending with a $20,000 win.
Episode 4 was wild from start to finish. Harley showed her poise beyond her years defending high school. Katelyn went toe-to-toe in Fictional Creatures, and Ashley made history stealing Harry Potter, only for Aaron to come storming back, stealing it right back, and finishing it right by taking her for coffee for the cash.
I mean, talk about drama. This was strategy, speed, and storyline all wrapped into one episode.
And so let's break it down. First of all, welcome to the Lowe Down, everybody. So many people.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Of course.
And as always, let's start with the numbers. First of all, I was shocked that this was another 9-duel day. I thought after episode 3 was 9 duels that we'll have an 8 duel, but no, 9 duels once again, which anyone who's ever been on the floor, 9 duels automatically makes you kind of shake in your boots like, oh man, there's more chances to be on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
The second number I want to pull out, 87.5%. That is the win percentage of challengers this episode, with that challenger being mainly Aaron. It wasn't only Aaron, it was Jason, it was Megan, but a lot of Aaron. Only one expert won at their category the whole night, and that was Aaron. Aaron was the only expert to actually win at his category, which is a crazy number to think about. And the next number I actually want to think about, only 43% of the floor is played so far. After 4 episodes, even though this many people are gone, only 43%, showing that aggressive gameplay is actually probably helping some people stay a lot longer.
Yeah.
It was different.
Again, thanks to Aaron, right? Like, he just ran the board and stayed the dominant figure, which took out half the potential people that could have played that episode.
Crazy. And so I'm going to start with Ashley, and we're going to get into your background. But Ashley, I was breaking down the numbers, and I was going through all the data points and the stats, and I was looking at, before this episode, I was like, Ashley has the potential to be one of the greatest players of all time. I'm like, she is answering questions at such a fast, rapid pace. It was like you were answering in less than a second. I was like, I wanted to do a power ranking of all the players, but Ashley is running away with it handedly. And she's showing it in different types of categories, and it's just bang, 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 bang. So I was super, super excited to see what would happen at the beginning of this episode. So run me through your thought process, and then we're gonna ask some background. I know I'm just jumping in, but give me that background of why you decided to do the first historic category steal of all time.
So when I had the choice of doing that time boost or category steal, I think I even said it while filming. I was like, I don't need a time boost, because I was just kind of like knocking them out. That Rob Lowe hyped me up that much. And I was just like, I can just, be the first to do the category steal. I didn't want car racing for sure. So I was like, I can just, steal it for something easier. But I also didn't want to choose something too easy that could just be stolen right back or whatever, or people didn't want to play. So I kind of just went for like a so-so category. But yeah, I was a lot of my influence was Rob Lowe, because he was the one like, are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? You'll be the first. And like, so he kept pushing me. And then I was just like, well, yeah, like I can do it. I can do it without a time boost for now. And then I thought, in my head, I was like, yeah, I'll do 3 more and then get another time boost, whatever.
Did you have an idea that Harry Potter was where you wanted to go? Did you have it narrowed down to a couple of them? What was your thought process there?
Harry Potter was one that was like on my list for sure. It was just like always a choice. Then I saw that Disney was available. I was like, okay, that I know Disney. You know, my category was theme park, so I knew, you know, in there it was around the same genre. And then dental office is where I work. So then, like I said in the show, it's just like, okay, these are like the top three that I would like know the best. And then I was like, no, but people like talking like behind the scenes, a lot of people didn't know Harry Potter, or at least the people that I talked to. And so then I was just like, okay, I'll just get Harry Potter. Maybe they're a little bit more intimidated by that. So yeah, I took Courtney's category, and I felt so bad too. I didn't like tell her ahead of time.
I think you got to do what you have to do. Because let's be
Hmm.
honest, I play a lot of trivia. I wouldn't have got on the floor if I didn't play a lot of trivia.
Yeah.
And my Achilles heel was Harry Potter trivia. And I was like, I'm a bad millennial because I don't know my Harry Potter. And so I started binging Harry Potter because I just was something that wasn't there. So I could see
Mhm.
that being a weak point
Yeah.
uh for anybody going on there. So and Disney characters have been
Yeah.
done about what, maybe 3 times already out of 4 seasons. So,
Hmm.
Yeah.
uh, uh, uh.
Yeah.
You said you
Especially for
were
us that have kids, we're inundated daily.
definitely. Hey, you put some K-pop Demon Hunter. I'm there too. Where we
My daughter's
go.
gonna be Rumi for Halloween. She's
Oh,
6.
let's
I got to
do
figure
it.
out how to do a dragon braid.
And so, looking at that episode and having that decision and making that decision not at the end of an episode or the middle of episode, you had a whole break to kind of figure this thing out.
Yeah.
Were the people in the green room, in the break room at the hotel, were they kind of avoiding eye contact with you? So you're like, please, will still my category.
So after that, I was taken to be interviewed by like in the confessional part and all that. So it was at lunchtime at that by that time when we finished, and so they quickly took me to the confessional part. That was half of the lunch break, or a little, probably a little bit more. It took really long, and then when I finally headed back to the green room, a lot of people were, you know, happy for me, congratulating me, and then they were kind of like, "So what are you going to choose?" Like, a lot of them asked, and then I truly didn't know at that point. Like, I had to go back and look at my map and to see where I was at, and then yeah, I saw like that what I was able to reach, and instead of going backwards, I just you know decided to take a right wherever that Harry Potter was on the right, right,
Mhm.
and of the floor, and yeah, so yeah, just very quickly. Like I barely even had time to eat. I think I took 2, 3 bites, and they're like, "Okay, we're ready." And then we had to take off. So I didn't. I had literally had to pick in like less than 10 minutes. And then when the producers walked me back to the stage, they're like, "Okay, what are you gonna do?" And one of them actually, they're like, "Oh, are you gonna do impressions?" And not
Oh,
knowing that it was, yeah, golden
oh.
square. And then I was like, oh, I can do impressions. I was pretty confident in that one. Like I didn't study, but I'm like, it's impressions, you know, they're gonna I assumed they would do like an audio duel like they did, or a video. And I was like, I think I can do impressions. And then someone was like, oh well, you said Harry Potter, so which one is it? Like they were kind of like, you know, yeah. So then I was like, okay, I'll do Harry Potter, because I had to tell them ahead of time. I guess the
Oh,
producers had to know ahead of time.
oh yeah, so they could do the graphics. Fair.
Okay.
Yeah, and do all that. So then I, yeah, quickly chose Harry Potter, and then yeah, afterwards when impressions was chosen, I was like, oh my god, that was an extra 10 I could have got. Like they knew, they had to have known, they set me up.
They try. Well, you set it up, and so I'm gonna go off my normal script, and let's actually break down the episode. Of course, you just stole Harry Potter, and Courtney now has car racing.
Mm-hmm.
Best of luck to you, Courtney. Hopefully, you get to,
Yeah.
because that car race has been passed around like a hot potato,
Yep.
Yeah.
to say the least. And then Duel 1 happens. Impressions. It's the golden square, which was actually pretty difficult if you only 7 answers were actually given correctly between the both of them. But
Right.
$10,000 is $10,000. It's
Right.
more money than any of us received on that episode. So we got that. And then Duel 2 happened with telling time, which kind of like the times table duel in season 3, but
Mhm.
I actually would say this was significantly harder because sometimes the hand was a little shorter. How was that being on the floor? And this is for everyone looking at the telling time. How did that work for you guys?
I'd say it was difficult. Like even
Mhm.
on the floor, I was honestly I did a podcast last night and Tony mentioned this, but I was like, honestly, you're right. It was kind of embarrassing to myself how much I struggled telling the time. I was like, okay, I got this. I got this. And then the hand's just slightly off, and I'm like, I don't got this.
Mhm.
It's like the stress kept building too. So like the harder it got, or like the more frustrated that he got, we
Mhm.
were just like, I don't know. I feel like I would have totally been in his shoes. Like it's like you're tripping and you just keep stumbling and you just keep stumbling and it was
Mhm.
over at that point.
Yeah, I agree. I wasn't sure, like with other categories, like the audio duel, I kind of anticipated, but like this telling time one, I was like, are they going to have like an active clock running? I didn't know what that meant, telling time. Are they going to put like famous clocks, like like clocks from movies or something? Like I didn't know what that meant. And then finally, when we saw all those pictures of literally just time, I kind of felt the same as Harley. I'm like, oh wait, I'm like 5, 10, 15, 20. You know, like I caught myself too. And then they were so specific, like 6:06, 6:41, or whatever it was. So yeah, I
Oh,
agree. We were all kind of like, oh wait.
so from the confines of my home, I was talking major mess about it. I was like, "That's a second grade standard." I'm a teacher.
Hmm.
So just give you a
No,
bit of
yeah.
You're
idea.
honest, okay?
Yeah, so I knew what it was, but then my
Yeah.
wife was like, "No, you don't understand that depending on how the hands look and where it's
Hmm.
placed, it's going to take you a long time to figure out." And as it was going, like, "Yeah, you're right, baby.
Yeah.
You right." Like that was a bit tough. So looking at telling time, then we get to duel 3, where Megan starts this whole thing a rolling by challenging Aaron. Who would have known that this would be the beginning of the end for so many people? That he ends up winning public transportation, he inherits coffee, and then we might get one of the most memorable duels, maybe not the greatest duel, the most memorable duel of Aaron versus Bo in red carpet. How did y'all feel watching that from the floor? Because I was like, please have the EMS on
Yeah.
standby because that young man is about to have a heart attack
I
on
will
the
say,
stage.
I was right next to him the whole time. I knew that Megan was going to challenge Aaron because we all had this alliance in the corner. We were like, we have to get Aaron out. And this actually started with Ashley because uh Aaron kept egging, at least to me personally, he kept egging me on. He was like, "Hey, Harley, I know what Ashley's gonna do." And I was like, that made me nervous. I was like, "What's he gonna do?" He just would not tell me. He was like, "I know what she's gonna do." And I was like, "Okay." Um, so me, Bo, Megan, I'm trying to think who else was there. Emily, we were all in that kind of back corner-ish, and we wanted to get Aaron out. So
Mhm.
I knew that Megan was gonna go for Aaron, but after that, it was all up in the air. So when he picked Bo, and there was always some kind of like they were iffy, the two of them.
Mhm.
They were
They had
definitely
a back and forth.
they had a back and forth for
Mhm.
sure. So when that happened, I was like, all hell's about to break loose.
Yeah, one
Oh,
of the producers, Jen, was like, we literally thought we were gonna see the first person hit the floor like from standing. Like
He's like, we
it was so chaotic. And they tell us to be quiet. And we're like, oh my, like
Mhm.
trying to be quiet, but I don't think it was very quiet.
Yeah. I was a little like of course we were all laughing and everything, but I was a little disappointed in Bo because I was like, come on, Bo, like you can take this seriously and you can like he could have taken him out. You know what I mean?
whatever.
Yeah.
Because it if Bo would have taken him out, then I don't know, he could have gone back to the floor, the randomizer could have picked
Mhm.
someone else. It would have been a whole different game.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like Harley said, me, Aaron, and Bo had an alliance as well. And like Bo said he was like, "You're so fake. You said you were gonna choose Buffet." He did say like, "Oh, I'm not gonna choose you or Ashley. Like even if it gets to Ashley, I'll go the other way." So he had like and then like to this day he like says like, "Oh no, it was just like in the moment, Rob Lowe changed my mind." That I kind of get, because like when you're up there and then the momentum starts going, and like I said, Rob is kind of like, "Well, what are you gonna do? If you go here, you'll go there. If you do this one, you'll end up here." So I think he kind of got in his head as well. But yeah, like I was like, "Come on, Bo, like you could have taken this so seriously and like get him out."
He made for some good TV though. Like that
Yeah,
was.
of course.
I was rolling on the couch laughing.
But I was fearful. I'll say I was laughing, but I was
Yeah.
scared. And my wife instantly was like, "Influencer, what's the social media? Let me look."
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you knew.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got it then.
Oh, that is there. And so I guess I gotta ask a deeper dive question of, you guys were studying together. Like me and Zach are cool because that's my study buddy right here. And thankfully he was very, very far away from me on the floor. So we never even had the options of going against each other.
Yeah.
So can you guys break down the betrayal of it all? Because if this is your study buddy, you eat your pizza and your potatoes together.
A lot of potatoes.
A lot of potatoes.
And gummies.
Jellies.
Yeah,
You gotta
right.
get your jellies. And so you have this camaraderie just to be like, "Ooh, you dirty two-faced so-and-so. How dare you? We study together. We laugh, we cry." Like break down that, since it seemed like you guys had a bit before Aaron did what he did.
Well, I actually wanted to ask the girls, like, if you guys got a chance to study with Aaron at all, or like, because I know he was back there, like closer to you guys than he was to me. I was on the very front, before whatever the changes. So I was gonna ask you guys, like, if you guys studied with him at all back there, or in the green room, or.
We did have an agreement for a little while. I was like Switzerland with Bo and Aaron, so I told both of them what they wanted to hear, but ultimately I would have challenged Aaron had I had a chance to. But Aaron also told me he wouldn't have gone for me. Same exact thing. Even when we were bickering a little bit, we did a little back and forth, like he doesn't scare me kind of thing. Even during the 10-minute break after, he said, "I'm totally messing with you. You're fine. I'm not going for you." And then 5 minutes later, he went. So I understand how that feels.
Yeah.
I did not study with Aaron at all, but I did do like a little TikTok. I haven't posted it yet, but I swear I'm going to. And I passed the phone. I've got to do it, Harley. I know Harley's in it. I did pass the phone to Bo, and he talked about Aaron and then took the phone back. So I'm going to post that. But yeah, I did not see them going for each other. I really didn't. They like sat by each other on the bus pretty much every ride. But yeah, I did not study with them.
Yeah. So Aaron was my study buddy. If we were to have a podcast, it would be me and him. But but now we studied the whole time too. And then I sat with Bo on the bus as well. And then we would have, in the morning we had breakfast. That same morning we had breakfast. I have a video of just the three, like we were freaking the trio. And then like I said, he said, like, "No, there's no way. I don't think I'm going to play Bo. Like, I can take out Buffet. I can do another one." Like, and then I anticipated too. I told him when I'm in the middle of my category steal, he asked me, and I went as far as like still strategizing with him. And then I was just like, "Oh, so do you think I should do Harry Potter or this?" And then he's like, "I don't know." Like, he didn't say yes or no, but he was just like, "I don't know. It's your choice." But he's like, "But if you do this," like he even helped me. Like, if you do this, you'll end up here. If you do this, you'll end up there, whatever. And then, because he hadn't gone up yet, or he hadn't been challenged yet. So I think he was like genuinely trying to help. And then, and then when he called me up there and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to category steal the category steal." I kept looking at him like, do not. Like, I don't know how I wanted to like yell, but production obviously was like, "Don't yell."
You should have yelled. They would have put that in
I think you said
production.
something like I swear.
Yeah.
I
And
swear
I gave
before
him that
all
look
things
like,
great and
don't.
holy.
Yeah. And then I think even when he was up there, there was a little tiny like, oh, we'll be back for the break. We'll be back for commercial break. And then we had a break, like a bathroom break. And then and then he's like, oh, so what do you think? And I was like, do not come for Harry Potter. I swear to God.
I'll
He's like,
cut
no,
you.
no, no. He said straight up, he was like, no, no, no. Like, I don't know Harry Potter. You're fine. And I was like, okay, like I was like, okay, yeah, he's right. He doesn't know Harry Potter. We've been studying together. And then yeah, and then he called me up there and challenged me.
I think what's interesting is you have a swap that was used in two completely different manners, right? Yeah. You broke the ground with choosing to get rid of yours and kind of your own, like, protect yourself.
Yeah.
He used it because he wanted to play the category he had, which is kind of genius, because how often do you get to actually choose what category you want to go up against that you feel really confident with? So to have one episode where it was used both different ways, both involving you, pretty groundbreaking. I love the fact that it was like the same thing, just used very, very differently.
Yeah. It was like both ends of the spectrum of that it could be used. Yeah. It was crazy. I remember I was just so shook. And then when I said it on TV, I was like, I thought we were friends. But I was just so mad at him, like in the moment. I was just, he knew too. Like, he's like, I'm sorry. Like the 20K is right here.
20K is 20K, right?
Yeah, 20K is 20K. And I just kept shaking my head. I was like, I have nothing to say to you.
And I have some thoughts about your duel, but I'm gonna get back to it when I'm thinking. And also, just now that Big Brother's wrapped up, he's like one of the reality TV villains I haven't seen in a while. Like, oh, you're really leaning into being a heel, Mr. Aaron. You're really leaning into it. Got it. We'll love to see you on the All Star, because I got some people on my season who will eat that up for breakfast.
Yeah.
They love the confrontation. They love it. Oh, but let's get to Duel 5. Aaron challenges Christy and Buffet, which was a pretty tight duel. And then he goes into TED Talks, where he uses his time boost and Rob Lowe, which I'm like, I'm standing right here. If I'm Victoria, I'm standing right here. The greatest waste of a time boost in the history of the show.
Why
Rob,
did he say that? That was so mean. I thought that was just me. I was like, oh my God, why did he say
that is a child, sir.
She's a baby.
So glad they aired that so that people saw that he said that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes.
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 Yeah. I got. As soon as he said that, oh well, biggest waste of a time boost. I was like, wait until she's gone,
right there.
Robert.
It's about 2 feet away from you.
Yeah.
Wait till I'm gone.
Yeah.
And second of all, it's not the biggest waste of a time boost.
That was our season.
That was season 3.
Yeah, I remember.
Waste of a time boost. Shout out to Mike and everything like that. But so we see that, and once again, I don't know why Mr. Lowe would say that while the competitor. And then we get to Duel 7. He just took out.
Just saying.
So Duel 7, it was interesting because Victoria was 18, who you said Victoria is older than you by a few days, Harley?
Yeah, by a few days.
By a few days. Came out there. On a side note, did you get to bring your family with you to tape?
I brought my mom, but we just stayed in the hotel across the street, so we didn't technically break any rules.
Okay, got you. And so he took out one 18-year-old. Then he's like, hey, I know what I need to do now that I've wasted my time boost. I'm going to challenge Harley in high school. What were you thinking in that moment, or did you see this coming, or what was going on with you?
I half expected it because I knew that was the kind of player Aaron was. You just got a vibe. Like, I knew that there was a whole gang that wanted to get him out. So you knew that he he was a player. So I wasn't fully shocked when he picked me. I was a little bit because about 10 minutes earlier he told me he wouldn't. So I had to believe that just a little bit. Um, but ultimately he did. I was egging him on a little bit, but it really was just for fun and show. I didn't think he would actually do it. But I was ready anyways. At least I thought I was. I felt ready. I was sick of standing there for 4 episodes. I wanted to play. I did. So I was kind of excited. I definitely was nervous, but I was very excited. I was confident because I was still in high school. So I was like, who knows it better than me? I go there every day.
Yeah.
Um, and by the way, we do have a wood shop in our high school.
What?
I just did not see the wood in the picture at all. So yeah, I went up there. I was confident. I was ready for it. Um, and then it happened.
Well, to break it down, it was only a 10-second differential, and you
True.
got 18 correct answers, and you only passed once, so you were definitely an expert in your category. If that makes you feel any better
Thank you.
about it, and so that was probably one of his closer duels up to that point. Maybe, maybe buffet. I don't know. I gotta look at it. I haven't looked at it
Faye
all
and
the
I both
time.
had 10 seconds, yeah.
Yeah, but having that go on, how seeing his confessional, did you get to see the episode or are you just going off of
I
pure
did watch it.
memories? Okay. Seeing how he had his confessionals, did you kind of see like, oh, he always had a plan to go my direction, or it is what it is?
I didn't think he was gonna go in my direction. Even after seeing the confessionals, I really thought he was gonna go straight for the kill, straight for Ashley. Like in that direction. I don't know. I mean, I get why he pivoted because he needed the extra one to get the category steal, but I feel like he could have done it in a different direction.
I,
I
I
don't
know
know.
what direction he could have went. Know what direction he could have went? Hip hop stars. It
Yeah,
was right
that's plus
there.
two. That
Yes.
is plus two.
Plus two.
And it was a bigger chunk, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, I was there. I was ready. I watched the duel back because I I remember so many things from the floor. The one thing I do not remember is actually dueling. Everything just left my mind the second I walked off that stage. The only thing I remembered was skipping on woodshop and being so mad about it. But I was watching it back and I kept going, we got, we got, we got everything. We got this, we got this.
Before
I was
everyone.
like, Harley, stop. Stop it, you're wasting time. I was yelling at myself. I definitely think that cost me a bit, but I did
I,
my
I,
best.
I'm gonna check it, and I'm gonna see if I can actually see how fast you actually responded on average, Harley, because that's what I do with my time. Is I make stats of
I'm
stuff.
serious too, so let's see.
He'll give like a rookie assignments, rookie card assignments with all the stats and speed to delivery and like win percentage.
Oh, I didn't do the last few duels. I'm sorry. I don't have you, Harley. I'll make sure I get it.
Not a
'Cause
problem.
I got Bo, I got Christy, I got Victoria, and then I stopped. So,
Perfect.
so I gotta put that in because I
Not a
actually am
problem.
curious about how fast you actually went because by the end of it all, Aaron was about answering about 2 seconds a question on average, and Ashley, you're answering about 2 seconds per question, and Katelyn, I think what got you, and so we'll get to your duel, is the dreaded inheriting a category that wasn't your own.
For sure. Yeah.
And you inherited fictional creatures. Now, according to David, David said he was gently encouraged to challenge you because, like, maybe the pregnant woman is not going to be as robust with their answer delivery. And if you
Know
heard that,
that. I did
what
not know that.
what is your thoughts about that?
It
Now that I've
makes
said it to you.
sense. It makes total sense. Probably because we've been standing for like hours and hours and hours, and he'd probably seen me like have to go to the bathroom twice as much as everybody else. which is totally understandable. But we like loved each other so much. And so I really think like the underlying like I really love her, like I don't really want to challenge her, but he knew the category so well. He really did get the harder category, the harder clues though. And then when the new dude party came up, I don't know if it was this way on episode 3. I can't remember like when they started doing the X's on the other screen. So like he's saying all these things and I'm not seeing what he's seeing. So when he said that, I was like, what is actually behind me? Like what is, and I wasn't looking, to the right or whatever. So no, but he was amazing. And I'm glad he did duel me because I was super nervous.
You get it out the way.
Yeah.
And so Aaron is trying to get to Ashley, and you could kind of tell that, hey, he has to go through me to get to her. What is racing through your mind? Did you see it coming a mile
Yeah.
away at that point?
Yeah. I for sure thought he was coming for me. I thought he was actually coming for me, or before, the time before. I think it was whenever he picked Harley. I think is when I thought he was going to come for me, but maybe it was the one after. But anyways, yeah, I was terrified. I knew I did not know this category very, very well, which I had a little time to try to study. And then I definitely did not study like movie characters at all. And I'm not a huge movie buff. And my husband was like, "This is why I tell you to watch Stranger Things and watch movies with me." He was like, "You
Demogorgon.
would have won." No, but and we were all super exhausted. This was one of like the end duels of the day. And we actually,
Yeah.
Harley and I were in like the confessional area whenever we found out about him taking Ashley on, and we just like screamed like murder screamed. And they had just mic'd us up, and it's in like a separate building, y'all know. And so they just mic'd us up to do like our little like confession part or whatever. And they're like, "You got to go back. You got to go back. We've got to redo something." The floor just totally shifted. So, but yeah, I knew he was coming for me for sure.
I feel like if it had been named like the character's name, you would have done really well there.
Better, yeah,
You're
for
like,
sure, better.
Dracula. It was like, I'm like, no, vampire,
Right,
vampire.
right. And I watched it back with my family, and I videoed like their response, and that was exactly what was happening. They were like, "Why did you not get that?" But the guy that comes up and like gives you an example, he was like, "So Scooby Doo, you're gonna say dog," and I was like, "Oh, this isn't good. This is not good, not good." And Aaron definitely knew. I was just like, ah. So
Yeah, that was a tough one because I was like, Chewbacca, no, that's a Wookiee. Like you
right,
gotta like change your whole thoughts about it.
yeah.
But we gotta backtrack. Did you know you were pregnant before you applied for the show?
I did not know I was pregnant when I applied for the show, and I had already made it. It's like a zillion different interviews or whatever. And so I'm friends with Rachel Riley, that's on Big Brother, and she is a casting agent. So um, she like got me hooked up and everything. And I texted her and I was like, "I think I'm pregnant," and she was like, "No big deal." And I was like, "Okay." So then I messaged some of the producers, and I'd already been through the first interview where they like help you, talk about your category and all that. And then I found out I was pregnant. So I was 16 weeks when I was on the show. But
Okay.
yeah.
Because I was like, did she know?
Yeah.
Because we doing all kind of firsts going
Yep.
on.
Yep.
And so
That's with Rachel
America,
Riley? Sorry, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Family girl moment.
She lives like 30 minutes away, but
oh man, hey Zach, let
she's
me
the
find out.
queen.
I found my
She's the
crew
queen.
so I could talk Big Brother with people. Because Zach doesn't talk Big Brother with me,
It's
but
amazing.
Big Brother is one of my obsessions. And
Stop. That's awesome.
yeah,
Yes.
well we can't digress. We like we that's a separate podcast for a separate
Big
time.
girl moment.
Yeah, and now that I have your emails, we can go offline and do some other things and talk about that and Survivor and The Amazing Race and any other things we want to talk about. Uh, and so Fictional Creatures happens, and now we have the great debate. The thief will now be thiefed or whatever is burgled or whatever is happening going on, where we started off, which as far as you can't write an episode better than this, to start with Ashley and to end with Ashley, both having the category still, and Aaron goes, aha, if I steal from Ashley, then I have an advantage over her because she's not prepared
Mm-hmm.
to go against Coffee, which frankly, I'm thinking is about 50 items in every category, just timing wise. And what 50 things can you say about Coffee? I was like, you're going to show Brazil, Colombia. I don't know, like, where do you go from this point? What was going through your mind? We've already said that you were confronting him,
Mm-hmm.
but now that he has verbally said, I'm stealing Harry Potter, what is happening in your mind?
Um, so when I was going up there and he chose Harry Potter, I knew from the beginning he didn't study Harry Potter. So he didn't want to play it. And then I went up there and I was like, well, I can do coffee. Like even the contestants around me, they're like, you got this. It's okay. Take him out. And I was like, yeah, like I got it. And then the producers even told me they're like, oh, it's going to be coffee brands. So to me, I was like ready for Dunkin', Starbucks, Dutch Brother, like everything. I was like, oh, I got this, like But then I kept looking at him too, because you know how were on completely opposite sides, and I kept like I shot him a side eye, like I can't believe you just did this, like, and he knew. He started laughing and everything, and we got up to the podium, and then he's all, I'm sorry, it's right here, like the 20K is right here. And then I was just like, whatever. I was like, I'm gonna take you out, like whatever, it's coffee brands. And then yeah, freaking whipped cream with my freaking egg white latte. I guess I thought it was egg whites on a whisk. I was so mad at myself. I think I was just so shook, like that he betrayed me, that you can tell I was just like over it, because I was like, why did you do that? Like we had a plan. And yeah, as soon as the freaking round ended, I mean, all I can do was clap, and I didn't shake his hand until we got back to the hotel, and I was like, all right, good job.
Yeah, fair.
That
But yeah,
had to have been.
I was pretty mad. I was pretty mad. That's what got the best of me. And then because I was so mad, like Tamper, I wouldn't have known. I didn't know that. But when I saw that I got like Starbucks right after, I thought it was going to continue with more brands, but I didn't get any of that. So I was just, yeah, he kind of just shook me for sure.
That that had to have been like one of the biggest battles, because there's 20 grand on the line. You just got your freshly poached category repoached,
Yeah.
and to a dirty end, right? Like
Yes.
literally as an attack,
Yeah.
and just so much on the line. But I remember thinking the strategy I had kind of in my mind. If I was closer to the end, I would go for the 20K no matter what.
Yeah.
And like I saw in his eyes on that episode, you see like where it kind of clicks of, oh, I can like give her the category I'm ready for.
Yeah.
And his eyes just like, he's like, oh, like he was ready for that. Like you kind of saw that click and it all fell into place.
Yeah, I agree. And I also think like Rob kind of gave him that little like, oh, well, if you go through Katelyn, you'll reach Ashley. Like, like I didn't think he thought that far. And then, because he would remember he was like going in Harley's direction in the back. And then that's when Rob's like, oh, well, if you go through Katelyn, you'll reach Ashley. And he's like, oh, and then I'll have more floor. Like, I don't think he knew himself, his like the plan. And then, yeah, Rob kind of helped him out. So darn you, Rob Lowe.
Darn you, Rob Lowe.
and I have to say, because like I said, I was breaking down the numbers. I was like, oh, this Ashley is a bit of a beast right now. Just looking at her numbers and her flexibility. And then when I saw you go up on the stage, I'm like, oh, he shook her. She's nervous. Look at her body language. This is not the confidence I saw in episode 3.
Yeah.
Oh no, Ashley, you gotta shake out. You better make funny faces like Bo did. That kind of shook him a little bit. Start making some noises or something. Ashley, shake it off. Shake it off.
Yeah. He did. He shook me for sure. And it was the whole friend factor, because we were just like, we were buddies, and like, how could you do that to me, But if it was like, someone I didn't study with, I would have been like, oh, okay, it's on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it is a historic run because Eric had the record for the most duels in a row. but he actually went to the floor and just got randomized. So he
Mm-hmm.
did 7 in a row as well, but Aaron is the first to stay up there and do 7 without the randomization because
Yeah.
57 people still could be randomized.
Mm-hmm.
57 out
Mm-hmm.
of that's a lot of people that could have, who knows where it would have went. On a side note, they should have multiple golden squares on
Squares.
on there just to be like, ooh, I'm gonna challenge this random person.
Mm-hmm.
And on another side note, I kind of feel bad for who did superfoods, Demetrius. You mean to tell me that if you had just went one over, you could have got $10,000
Yeah,
in
that's true.
impressions? But that's hey,
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
all's fair in love and coffee, I guess.
Yeah.
So, so getting to the end of the show, and since this is 3 people, I normally go whether you will play or stay on categories, but I don't think we have the time for it. But I do have the question before we wrap it up. Who is your dark horse? Without any spoilers, who is your dark horse person to win the whole show? It could be
At this
someone
point.
at this point. We've had Jacob Derwin's name being mentioned. We had the person that's on arcades as a possible choice. We've had someone chose Ashley as their dark horse candidate. Who is your dark horse candidate that we should keep an eye out for the future to win the whole show? Let's start with Katelyn and then go to Harley and then Ashley.
I totally think Jacob. He helped me study right before this, right before I had my duel with fictional characters. He totally helped me out, and he is a genius. So I'm throwing Jacob into the mix. Love him to death.
Harley?
I'm gonna go with Molly with paleontology.
Hey.
Mhm.
She is very smart. She wouldn't tell anybody her category prior to starting. Like she was strategy, strategy, strategy from the start. Like she's going full force head on.
That's a good category
I'm,
too.
I'm looking forward to that one. I was a geology major for 2 years in college, so I'm really looking forward to that one.
Mm-hmm.
She's so nice too. Molly
She's
is
very
like the
sweet.
congeniality of the floor. She's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Ashley?
I was actually gonna I agree with Harley. I was gonna say Molly. Same reasons. She's super smart. She was like very she laid low. And then she was actually at my table in the green room and well when we were like exchanging some like strategies here and there. But yeah, she was cool. I think I say Molly.
Yeah, she's in that corner. The
Yeah.
corner is where to be, and she's already played
Mm-hmm.
once. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
she and everyone around her is already kind of played. So it's hard for her to be randomized. She
Yeah.
actually is sitting pretty.
Yeah.
Now you can see how much I actually study the fact that I know that a bunch of people played around her, that she's actually sitting good because I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. And I should have won my duel. Stupid douchebag. But anyway, with that being said, to wrap up our show, give me 3 words to describe your experience on the floor. Let's start with Harley, then go Ashley, then Katelyn.
Ooh, 3 words to describe my experience on the show. That's hard. Okay. There's just so many words I could use. I would say like life changing. I don't know if that counts as one or two, but like this is something I'm gonna remember forever.
Mm-hmm.
Hopeful. It made me hopeful for the future because I was in high school. People in high school are not the best, but every single person I met on the floor, cast, crew, whatever, genuinely not a single person that I don't like. Like
Mm.
not a single person there that made me feel unsafe in any sort of way or anything. Like it gave me so much hope for the future. And then the third one, um, fun. It was just overall great fun experience.
Good fun. What do you say, Ashley?
I was exhausting. I've never been so tired in a week and a half or however many days we were there. It was so exhausting. Super exciting. Well, exciting, I guess that's one word. Every moment was like, you know, from the green room to the buses to the hotel. It was exciting. We were all excited to getting on stage. And then nerve-wracking. Yeah, I was really nervous in the green room, just like when we would all finally load up to go film. It was nerve-wracking. So
Those are good. Those are. I'm going to steal somebody else. I would say family because I did not expect to get so close to people. It's like when you go to camp when you're in high school or in
Mm-hmm.
elementary school, and you get ridiculously close, and then you like cry at the end of the week, and you're like, "Why am I crying? I just met these people, didn't even know they existed." But like, we talk every single day. I'm sure y'all's season is the same way.
Mm-hmm.
People are sending pictures of their breakfast, of their kids. Of I was in labor during my episode where I got to play David, and so
Wow.
people are like blowing me up about like send us baby pictures and stuff. But the travel was amazing, so we got to, of course, go to Ireland, and that was incredible, and it was incredibly exhausting. That was immediately the word I thought of too. I was so sad when I lost my duel, but I was really ready to get back home too. But yeah, it was an amazing experience. I would absolutely do it again.
yeah.
We refer to them as our Flormally.
Yes.
I love that.
Bonus word potato.
Oh
I
my
was hoping
god.
someone was one day going to say potato.
Yeah.
It's funny just talking about like our formally like I'm cool with some Survivor alum, and I went to one of those watch parties that go around from city to city, and they was like, "Hey, are you famous? Are you a reality star?" I'm like, "Nah, not really." And then my friend was like, "He's on the floor." He's like, "We can take a picture with you." I'm like, if you want to, but if you say so, I'm not them. I'm not them. But thank you. All I have is this shirt. Oh my goodness. But thank you so much, Harley, Ashley, and Katelyn.
Thank
Episode
you.
4, yeah, thank you. Episode 4 showed us that this season players aren't holding anything back, from young guns like Harley to record breakers like Aaron. The competition is getting sharper every single week.
And we are just getting started. If the rest of the season is anything like this, we're in for a wild ride.
So to all our listeners, if you're loving the breakdowns, make sure to subscribe, rate, and share to help grow the Formally. Follow us on Spotify, YouTube, and you can always email us at the lowdownonthefloor@gmail.com, LOWE, because we love this. This is an amazing episode so far. And tell us your favorite moments from episode 4. Was it Harley's composure, Ashley's bold move, or Aaron's unstoppable streak?
Next week, we're back with another deep dive into the chaos and brilliance of the floor. Until then, keep your categories strong, your passes low, and your answers fast.
This is Devin.
And Zack.
And this has been the Lowe Down on the floor. Dang.